Okay, when good fortune arise. Someone is asking a question. I'm not able to access my video. Okay. Okay, when good fortune arise. First of all, I want to ask each and every one of you a question. And my question is, what do you all believe is good fortune? Mrs. Daniela, what do you believe is good fortune?
Well, I would say good fortune is, amongst others, that I stay healthy when I cross the road, no truck is hitting me, things like that. I work for something very hard, I get success. All this is good fortune for me.
Okay, all right, okay. Thank you very much. Interested, thank you. Rosemary, what is good fortune? Someone's voice is mute. Okay, Rosemary, what is good fortune? I can't hear you. You're muted. Okay.
Unmute. Okay. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. So what is good fortune?
I don't think I really know what a good fortune is, but a good fortune is when you pray and your prayer get answered, like when you receive something, when something positive happens to you. I don't know.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Ladifatu, what is good fortune?
For me, good fortune is to have a peace of mind, be in peace with myself. Yeah, I think that's a good fortune. When you have a peace of mind, you really feel good about yourself, confident.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Thank you. AB, is she there? What is good fortune?
Okay, what I believe is good fortune is being lucky, being fruitful in all you do. That's what I believe good fortune is.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Aya. What is good
maybe to be like liberated, to be close to God, to be able to like connect with your true self in life.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Suzette? You're muted. Yes.
Yeah, what was the question again?
What is good fortune?
Oh yes. For me, good fortune is abundance of infinity through wisdom, joy, peace within the soul of everyday life.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're grateful. All right. Mrs. Winifred?
Good night, sir.
Good night.
For me, good night. I cannot access my video. I don't know what I'm doing wrong.
Not a problem.
But I can see you and hear you, thank God.
Very
I
good.
can see you and hear you.
Okay. Good fortune.
For me, good fortune for me is where there is abundant blessings,
Mm,
or the grace of the Almighty on your life. It's visible, it's constant,
mm,
there is stability.
mm,
You know, for me, that period of a life of abundance with this success and victory, and someone can actually see it in your life, whether it's physically or spiritually.
mm. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. I'm grateful. So you see, we all have an explanation or an understanding of what is good fortune and what isn't good fortune. A lot of us will believe good fortune is when I have a good job, when I have a peaceful marriage, when I'm healthy, when everything is going nicely for me, when my family is good, when I don't have any problem, nobody's my enemy, I am nobody's enemy, communication is going nicely, finance is going nicely. Some people, we also believe that good fortune is being spiritually connected, achieving your highest goal spiritually. That is good fortune. Now, these are all what we categorize as good fortune. Now, why this might make sense to people, what if I tell you that this is not good fortune? Having a successful career, having a peaceful marriage, having good children that are listening to you, having a 6-figure salary every month, having, everything working in your favor, everything that you desire, everything that you want, everything working according to how you want it. What if I tell you that that is not good fortune? That is actually bad fortune. Will you believe it? You'll be like, what? How is that bad fortune? Having your successful house, having everything, your business, everything that makes other people jealous, you have it all. And that is not good fortune. That is actually bad fortune. What? Would you accept that that is bad fortune? It is impossible. Eh? It is impossible. Nobody will want to accept that, but that is bad fortune. First of all, for you to know what is good fortune, you must know what isn't good fortune. And what isn't good fortune? You see, while I know that we are all desirous of good fortune, it is important that we understand what it isn't. Our primary definition of good fortune is simply nothing but, attainment of a worthy ideal or a worthy goal. That is what everybody, practically from everything you guys have said, I've asked you, what do you think is good fortune? Oh, maybe having this house, or having a desired goal. That is what everyone believes is good fortune. But then the attainment of this ideal, while it may give us, it may make us respected in the society, it may give us a standing ovation in the cycle of people, in the cycle of our friends become more obedient, everybody become more, respectful to us because we have all of this. And it makes us a symbol of jealousy and envy in the eyes of others that don't have it. One thing you must also understand is that it alienates you from true happiness and joy. And that is why there is depression and a feeling of being lost accompanies these goals and these ideas. Now the question is why? Why? Why is it that after you've achieved a worthy goal, you've become a source of envy in the eyes of people that don't have it? Oh, Daniela, you have a good house. Wow. I envy you. I wish I can have a house like you. Even if they don't say it to you, but in their mind, it is going on. And a lot of us, we get joy by showing off what we have. When people appreciate what we have, that is where we get the joy from. Oh, you know what, Daniela, look at you have such a nice hair. Oh, okay, thank you very much. We get a certain joy out of that. Ah, look at you. Winifred, look, what a wonderful car you have. Oh, the color is very nice. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you very much. Ah, AB, look at your baby. Wow, such a wonderful baby. You know, oh, yes, thank you, thank you. Yeah, all of these things, it is only when people appreciate it for us that we start thinking and we start finding value in it. But in the attainment of all of this, that it makes us look, wow, I'm a successful person in the society. That in the attainment of all of these worthy goals that everybody is desirous to have, in the attainment of all these extraordinary things that everybody is so desiring to have, and you become a source of envy to people, you become a source of jealousy to people. Oh, look at what you have, I don't have it. Oh, my life is not good. Your life is more better than me. We become a source of motivation to people. But even after having all of this, there is still a feeling of confusion. There is still a feeling of being lost. There's still a feeling of dissatisfaction. Why? If this is good fortune, then why is there a feeling of dissatisfaction when we have it? If this is good fortune, why is there a feeling of there's something more when we have them? Why? Why do we feel lost? Why do we feel confused when we have them? A celebrity is an epitome, a symbol of a perfect life. Is that not so? It's an epitome. Wow, look at the car. They have good car. They have all the attention, all the eyes is on them, but still they commit suicide. Still, they kill themselves. Still, they are miserable. So what is that good fortune? And what is it that accompanies it that makes other people miserable? Why is the question? Why? Why does a famous musician, a celebrity, a business owner who are seen as an epitome of good fortune all of a sudden takes their life? Why? Is there something about this good fortune that the more you attain it, the emptier you feel? Having a dream job with a high-end salary, sure, is a good fortune, right? But the question is it really true? But then, why do we still crave more? A question. How much do you need how much figure of money do you think right now would be okay to solve your problem? Some people will say 1 million. Oh, if I have 1 million right now, my problem is solved. If I have 2 million right now, my problem is solved. But really? The problem, is it really solved? The problem is not solved. So why is it that when we attain something, when we achieve something, we still crave more? There's still this feeling of dissatisfaction that comes at the end of having it. And when someone else attains that same thing that we attained, there's the feeling of competition that arises within us. I am the number one. Now, when someone else tries to become the number one, we start feeling competitive, we start feeling insecure. Oh, he's coming to take away my position. He's coming to challenge me. He's coming to become a competitor. And hence, we find enemies everywhere. I am the number one singer. Everybody, when I sing, everybody listens and everybody keep quiet and dance. But when another singer comes and is able to make other people to listen and dance more than you, they start feeling insecure. Oh, he's coming to take away my light. He's coming to take away my shine. Oh, who is this person? I must bring him down or I must steal it away from him. Then the competition comes. So what is that good fortune that we are looking for? What is that good fortune? It is important that we understand. It is very, very important that we understand that even after having a high-end salary that other people will see as a good fortune, everybody right now is praying to have a good job that gives them big salary, because that is what everybody feels is good luck. If you are able to finish school, and the moment you finish school, you get a good job and you are getting a very good salary from that, oh, you are such a lucky child. That is what everybody is going to say. The parents are going to be so happy to show off their child. Oh, don't you see, she got a good job. She go, oh, look, don't you see? Oh, imagine you have a child and your child took first position in the class. Ah, don't you see my child? My child has taken the first position. Ah, you go around, we flunked it around. We're like, I'm proud of you. But in the process of that, that child has taken the first position. But that child has now become the enemy of the child that did not take first position. That child now has become a threat to the child that did not take second position. Now, this child that took second position or third position now sees the child that took first position as a competitor. Now, that child, now he also now becomes a competitor. No, I must defend my title. Nobody must take first, only me. I must always defend my title. Which is the question we should always ask. What is it that we are really looking for? I want to ask you a question right now, which it is not important. It's not necessary that you answer me right now. But as you read and you hear my thoughts that I'm explaining through this medium of this communication to you, I want you to ask yourself a question. And that question is, do you think you have good fortune? You don't need to answer me right now, but just reflect about it. The question is, do you think that you have good fortune? If you think you have good fortune, and the question is, what is that good fortune that you think you have? Why does good fortune smile on some, while on some people it doesn't? Is good fortune partial? Certainly, I'm going to tell you right now, you should beware of the witch called good fortune, for it robs you and blinds you from truly seeing the illusion that surrounds you. Good fortune is a sweet-tongued prostitute. That is the truth. It whispers into your ears, telling you all that is good, making you feel all that is desired. But while you are wrapped in her tight embrace and your head rested on her perfumed bosom, she steals away your vitality, the original essence of your being. Good fortune is subjective, in the sense that to a monk in the monastery, he feels good fortune is to be dedicated in the service of God. A married woman feels that good fortune is to have peace in her marital life and, for giving birth to strong and bright children. Certainly, all of this looks like good fortune. To a poor man or to a poor person, good fortune is having the bare necessity to get by. While you might all be thinking, what then truly is good fortune? If good fortune is not having these material possessions that I think is good fortune, then what is good fortune? On this note, I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time, there was a queen and her 5 sons. You see, this queen lost her husband, and the kingdom that was supposed to be rightfully given to her children was forcefully taken away from them. The queen and her sons were sent on an exile after numerous failed attempts on their lives. It took a great battle fought on the land of Kurukshetra for her 5 sons to be able to gain back their kingdom. Once the kingdom was gained, she made a famous prayer, which is what I'm going to repeat to you right now. And what is that prayer? She said, I wish that all those calamities that happened to me would happen again and again, so that I could see you all the time. I wish that those problems that happened to me before can happen to me again and again, so that I can be more closer to you. For seeing you and being closer to you means that I will no longer be in the cycle of repeated birth and death. Now, my question to you is, how many of you wish and pray for problem? Raise your hand up if you pray for problem. You pray for problem, Suzette? Okay, very good. How many of you wish, oh my, all the bad thing that has happened to me, let it happen again? How many of you want that? Nobody want that. Oh, no, I don't want that. I don't want to pass through those emotional, mental anxiety that I passed through again. I don't want to pass through that fear again. I don't want to pass through all those insecurities again. No, I don't want all of that. What if I tell you that those insecurities, those problems that you passed through were actually good fortune? What if I tell you that the tears, the sleepless nights you've had, the negative things that has happened to you was actually good fortune? It is said, you should take chastisement as nectar and take praise as a poison. Do you know what it means? It means when somebody comes and starts telling you, oh, you are such a good person, you are so lovely, you are so this, you are so this, that is a poison. But when somebody come and tell you, hey, why are you doing like this? Why are you doing like this? You should be like this, you should be like this. That is actually a nectar, because that helps you to grow. But when somebody is bothering you up, oh, yeah, Daniela, you're such a nice woman. You're so this, you're so that. That is a poison, because when you become, in a battlefield, is everybody relaxed in a battlefield? Nobody is relaxed in a battlefield. Everybody is alert. Why? Why is everybody alert? So that they can see when the enemy is coming. But when you become too relaxed, when you think, oh, everybody like me, oh yes, everything is going nicely, that is when you should be careful. That is when you should be careful. That is when you should be afraid. Because that is when danger comes knocking on your door. And when it comes knocking on your door, you become too terrified because you were not prepared and waiting for it. So when good fortune arrives, everything in your life will go haywire. Everything will go upside down. When good fortune arrives, it's not when you're going to win a lotto or when you're going to win a jackpot. No, that is not good fortune. That is bad fortune. Because that bad fortune, it takes you away from connecting with the divine within you. When you have good fortune, that is when you become more curious. Who am I? What is the purpose of my life? And observe it like this. Do you know that it is when things is not going rightly for you, that is when you become more closer, and you will become more closer to want to understand God? Why? Why is it that when there's the much headache on you and everything is not going according to how you want it, that is when, God, are you there? That is when you start searching for something divine. And that is why this woman is praying. Let the problem come to me again and again, because I am afraid that when this problem goes away and everything becomes calm, then my interest in wanting to, the much anxiety, the zeal that I put in searching for the divine becomes reduced. The desire, the struggle, the much strength that I put in searching for, I want to know God, I want to feel connected to God, it becomes reduced. Because now everything around me is comfortable. And because everything around me is comfortable, I will be killed by the snake of time, and I'm not going to know. And hence she's praying, let me have the problem again and again and again and again, so that I can continuously be in communion and in connection with you. So when you think that your life is going upside down, when you think that everything is not going according to, oh, I don't have money to pay my rent this time. Oh, this person is looking at me like this. Oh, these people have spoken to me about me like this. Oh, this person is not talking nicely to me. When you start feeling all those things and you start thinking, oh, there's something bad wrong with me. Oh, I have such a bad luck. It's actually good fortune. But that good fortune, we misunderstand it. Because that good fortune puts you on a path of what is called self-realization. Where do you find your true friends? Is it when things is going nicely for you? That is when you find your true friends? So when do you find your true friends? When things is going extremely bad for you. That is when you know who truly loves you and who truly doesn't love you. So tell me, which is good fortune and which is bad fortune? Which is good fortune and which is bad fortune?
The challenges, everything that pushes you and shakes you and makes you wake up.
Very good.
Is good.
The challenges, everything that pushes you, that you feel so suffocated. Oh my God, what is happening in my life? Why me? Why me? Those challenges are good fortune. Those challenges are nectar. Those challenges are life. Because it makes you to inquire. It makes you to want to go deeper. Okay, before I continue, questions before we continue? Yes, questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For me, yeah, this is why when I said, abundance of infinity through wisdom, because if you don't have wisdom, you won't understand these things, because I know that the Creator created us to have what we need. He knows our needs, but at the same time, like you said, the people feelings, the envy, the jealousy, and covetousness, all these things come and you wonder, and you yourself know how hard you work for what you have. So then you feel even bad now that people feel it having this grudge against you. Me, I go church, although I'm not 100% happy in church, because they have a different is it philosophy, something like that? Because me, if I give testimony like I'm unwell, I sick, I ever fall or something, I give thanks for it and I thank God for it. And people, they looking at me like, it's like I'm agreeing with the devil. They saying it's the devil calling me this, and I'm agreeing with the devil. And I said, although I'm not agreeing everything in the Bible, I agree where it says you must give God thanks for everything. Because if it wasn't him, people always ask me in my life, even very today, people ask me how I do what I do. you know, where I find the energy, the strength from. But it's like what you're saying. When you go through these things, I always thank God for where I was born and grew up, or was brought up, you know, because I'm in this country now. And I remember when I came here, people asked me if I'm sure of my age. So it's what you're saying. To recap on this, I tell you, I love your teaching. I just get everything. It's so real, but people don't know.
Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bless you.
If we don't have this, we don't know anything. We can't manage.
That's very true. Very, very
So
true.
we have all this depression and this craziness, and you come out of university, everything, you don't know what to do. You go crazy. Hey.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Network is bad.
Thank you very much.
Network is bad.
Yes. Question, more question.
I have
Before
a
we,
question.
yes.
If someone is to have maybe that bad fortune of the success or whatever in those senses, but then they still have the challenges, there can be good fortune within it still.
Repeat your question
Because
again.
so if someone, like, you know, obviously if you do become successful in all these things, you will have the jealousy and the envy. But that itself be like a challenge that can bring you closer to God, closer to self-realization, and become good fortune?
The challenges that brings you closer to God are challenges that will wreck you. Challenges that will wreck you, like turn your whole world upside down. Let me tell you a phrase you must understand. When God takes interest in you, He will take away everything from you. Do you understand? When the divine takes interest in you, He will take away everything from you. There's someone that's echoing. Who is that? Okay. He will take away everything. There's still the echo. He will take away everything from you. He will turn your husband against you. He will turn your children against you. He will turn your family against you. He will turn everything in your life against you when he takes interest in you. But that interest, nobody wants that. Nobody wants that interest. Nobody wants it. It's too painful. No. Nobody wants that interest. But that is the reality. So there's nothing about, can you still have success and at the same time you have the challenges? So those challenges, will they bring you closer? No, the challenges that will come will rock your life upside down. Because it is only when, see, if you have a tree and that tree has some birds, on the tree, just shooing like this, shoo. Will it take away? Will the bird fly away? No. The birds are not going to fly away. Taking a stone and hitting, it doesn't mean all the birds are going to fly away. No. If you shake the tree, shake it, what is going to happen? Everything will fly away. The fruit will fall. Everything will fall because you shake it. That is when good fortune arises. That is when good fortune arises. And that is what everybody is running away from. Because they don't understand that it is good fortune.
And I think also for myself, for example, like growing, I've had a lot of challenges in life and just wild things happen. And what you're talking about, I've seen it, how these negative things or perceived negative are actually the biggest blessings and the biggest gifts. But at the same time, I want to just enjoy.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes, that is the reality. Nobody wants to experience the negative because we want to focus only on the positive. Just like some people don't like being told anything negative about themselves. When you tell them something negative about themselves, they're like, no, this person does not like me. They want to focus only on the positive. But that is not the key that will help you to grow. If you want to train a child in a way that the child has sound understanding, the child needs to be exposed to both positive and negative. In as much as, okay, thank you, goodbye. Sorry, my son, okay, bye-bye.
Hello.
Okay, bye-bye. In as much as, I'm very sorry, please forgive me. In as much as everybody wants to enjoy, it is also important. Enjoyment can only come when, see, the things that we think that we have is nothing but a reward of the bad, of the negative things that has happened to us. It is not an achievement. A lot of people think, oh, I have a car, I have a husband, I have this, I have that. People think that that is an achievement. No, it is a reward. For you to get it, you must put in the work. Now, when you don't embrace putting in the work and you're thinking it should just fall on your lap like that, it is impossible. Do you become the number one without not putting in the work? It is impossible. Okay, question? Rose, yes.
But why is it that when those things happen, sometimes it takes too long? You're just there. It might happen like back to back, continuously for some years. So, and then maybe even after that, you don't really still see, because I believe, okay, from what you have said, when those things happen to you, you withdrawing back and going into a certain, to know the deeper things of life or your purpose, for example. And sometimes you don't even still seems to get answers, even when you have really gone back, you pull back and you start to see what can you do to pick yourself back up. You don't still see what you need to do. In fact, it's like you're just blur.
Yes.
So what then do you need to do?
Firstly,
because sometimes even when you pick up something, immediately you still fall.
yes. Firstly, a lot of people don't recognize when their good fortune is going on in their life. A lot of people don't recognize it. A lot of people don't know. And for you to know, you need to have teachers who knows that they will, oh no, what is happening to you right now? Don't worry, it is good fortune. You need to have a teacher to explain it to you. Without the explanation of a teacher, you will not understand anything. But then why does it seem so long? Actually, it does not look long. The thing that makes it look long is the mind. The mind.
Yeah.
The mind makes it, oh, this is too much. Oh, this punishment is too much. Oh no, this punishment is too much. The mind. Because the mind focus only on what? Reward. Just like if you are going on a journey for the first time, you've not been to the place before. You are just embarking on the journey for the first time. That journey is going to look too long and too stressful. Because you've not gotten there before. You've not been there before. Your mind will keep saying, when are we going to be there? 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 But if you're patient and you silence the noise of the mind, you get there quicker. But it becomes difficult because at that point when we are having those problems, the mind will make a mockery of us. Do you know that your mind also make a mockery of you?
Yeah, sure.
The mind will taunt you. Oh, look at you, you are such a fool. Oh, see, you're just suffering and suffering and suffering. See your friends, their life is good. See you. The mind will taunt you. The mind will poke you with your own words. When you are passing, when that good period is going on in your life, your mind will be the knife that will be poking you. And then it puts you and make you to become a victim. It makes you to become a slave.
This is why, can I say, you appreciate when you go through challenges. You feel the need to appreciate things more because of challenging that you've been through. For example, some people are never hungry, you know. So someone that never hungry, when you explain it to that person, the hunger that you've been through, the feelings, they're not gonna have any idea what you say. Their mind gonna be really dull, you know. They're unconscious to whatever you're saying. They're not gonna have any understanding. So this is why when you're going through certain situation, you have to really choose who you explain your challenge to, because you're just gonna not I don't know what they're gonna call you, what you're explaining. They're gonna understand nothing.
That is very true.
Especially if you're going on a holiday, you haven't have the money or certain things to go on holiday or whatever, you know, and then you get yourself on a holiday, you're gonna really feel nice and enjoy because you know what it's like. Never been there. It's not like somebody every second, every week they're there. They don't know the enjoyment.
Indeed, that is correct.
But isn't it also a goal when we have been through a lot successfully, then later perhaps we say a car, money, that is all nothing. What I really enjoy is a good food with my loved ones. We are all healthy. I can appreciate that. Then the happiness is coming. And when you went through many, many things, you can also, when you reflect yourself well, or you have a good teacher, you can also say, I will manifest that. I came closer to the divine. I want to keep it because I know it's good. I want to do this because I can continue being happy. I found the key to happiness.
That is true. That is very perfect. But how do you get there? Would that come without you not being shaken?
Shaken a lot.
It is only when you pass through that shaking, that period whereby life squeezes everything from you. It is only when you pass through that period where that you have been squeezed, then you blossom. And that period of being squeezed is your good fortune. That is what people run away from. Gold. How does gold become refined gold? What processes does it pass through?
It
passes through fire. You hit it again and again and again. Now it becomes, wow, what a beautiful gold. Really? Did it start like that? It didn't start like that. Even the dishes that everybody eats, the food everybody eats, it passes through a process of fire, hot water. Oh, what a wonderful, nicely cooked food. Did it start like that? It did not. So your good fortune is when you have problem. When calamities is around you, because at that problem, when you have calamity, you see, there's two things that happen here. You can either have a bad fortune, which is when you have calamity, then you start running here and there. Oh, who is going to teach? Who is going to help me out of my problem? And that is when people look for spirituality. Nobody looks for spirituality when everything is calm. That is the reality. Have you seen it? No one. People only look for spirituality when everything is upside down. Then they're interested in wanting. Why? When everything is upside down in your life, that is when the interest to want to hear attentively comes. Oh, this person is telling me something. Let me hear. Let me hear. But when everything is okay, there's no problem, everything is good, the tendency for the ego to be high, and for you, when people are telling you something, no, why are you saying this to me? Who are you to say this to me? The ego. But when there is problem, you want to hear. You become inquisitive. And there are 4 types of people that goes to look for God. The ones that is going to look for him because they want money. The one that is going to look for him because they want recognition. The one that is going to look for him because they want what? Knowledge. And the one that is going to look for him because they are just inquisitive. They just want to understand, what is this concept? But they only come to that category only after they have been shaken. Only after they have been shaken, then they go and look for God. People go to the temple, people go to the church, people go to the spiritualist. Oh, please pray for me. Let me have money. Let me have money. I want to have money. Please, please, please do something for me. Let me have money. People even go to the church and to the temples and to the mosques to bargain with God. God, if you see, I'm giving you this $10 or $20 as a donation, so you give me a contract of 50 million. Why are you cheating? God, take $10 because this is what you deserve. Me, you know me, I have so many desires. So you give me a contract of 50 million. Oh God, just take this $10 first. Why are we cheating?
A lot of us cheat.
Why are we cheating?
I heard a lot of stories.
Mrs. Winifred, I have not heard from you.
It's true.
Yes, sir. I don't have a question.
Yes.
But I was just reflecting that had I have this knowledge before, forgiveness to me will have been easier because I've been squeezed in an organization that I headed like a year or so after I headed the organization. And a whole host of blame came down. I'm talking squeeze, social media squeeze to the point where like there was nothing left within me. And it made me pause. And I have until now, I still have difficulty forgiving those because, of course, eventually realized it wasn't the truth. But those 9 days of media abuse and squeezing was so devastating that it brought me closer to God. Yes, it made me pray with greater intensity. But I'm now saying, had I have this knowledge, I will have welcomed that because it will have helped me with forgiving others, because it more or less helped me to grow. I'm talking after that squeeze is like 5 weeks after that happened at work. 5 weeks after then, my husband passed. So it was like squeeze from all ends.
Yes.
Well, that happened. I'm retired now, but I can look back now and say, you know what? It has brought me into a better place.
Yes.
I'm now closer with the divinity. You understand? So, had I have that knowledge, I will have grappled with forgiveness better and handle that better and look at it as a welcoming thing other than like, oh, it's like a curse. What have you done? You know, stuff like that. Yeah. So that's what I was reflecting on. So thank you for that twist. I see now things differently.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Okay, so we're continuing.
Yes, Baba. I don't know if it's a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yes, what you just say, it make a lot of sense to me and it open a lot of doors for me. But I'm still, when I get knowledge, I take myself back from where I'm from in Africa. So when, like you said, if you have like bad thing happen to you, that you have that knowledge, you are knowledge, and you feel comfortable in knowing that that's what God put there for you, and you will grow from it, and good things are coming. But if you back home, you don't show it to people that, I'm going to bed, and so you don't get angry. They will say, oh, she sacrificed her daughter to get money, because after that you will get reward, and that's the thing that even makes some other people don't even know what to do anymore. Because when you have certain stuff like that, like my mom passed away, people was crying. I was hurt, but I wasn't crying. But maybe they think that I don't care, or I don't have feelings, or I don't know. So a lot of people start to say, oh, maybe because she into men, because she want to go do a shower. So, so I don't know. I just wanted to share and,
this is
try
very,
to understand that point of view. Or
this is very good. Thank you. You see, it is important that we understand that when we passes through that period of being shaken, the number one thing that drives us away from God also is the disturbance of other people's mind. The noise of other people's mind make it difficult for us to truly hear the divine within us. The noise of other people's mind, the opinions of other people. And this here is where a lot of people have become stuck. And a lot of people are not able to actually move forward past this period. Because they have been trapped, one, by the opinions and the noise of other people. Two, their own mind have imprisoned them. And three, they've not gotten the right teacher to open their eyes to the knowledge. And you see, in this period, people become very desperate for answers. They become extremely desperate for answers, that they jump from one pastor, one spiritualist to another spiritualist, one this to another, this to another, this to another. They keep jumping left, right, center, because they are desperate for answer. But they're not desperate to understand why it is happening. They are desperate for solution. Just get it away from me. Just get it away from me. Just like when you're sick and the sickness is not going. Any medicine that is being prescribed to you, even if the person is not a proper medical practitioner or does not know anything about medicine, you will accept it. Let me try it. Why? Because there's that desperation of, I need to be free from this sickness. I just want to let it go.
Me, I don't. I don't. I'm telling you, because of this, right now, because of this energy I find myself with, it makes me don't have like friends. Because after people realize how I am, I'm like, they say I'm too deep, I'm crazy, I'm this and that. I tell them, my family the other day, they're talking about forgiveness and things like that. Oh, God forgive. I said, God don't forgive nobody. I said, look around you, the whole world, if everybody you know see the same problem. We're praising God same way, everybody, although it's different religion, everything. It's we is the problem. No, God forgive nobody. God set things already, and it's us have to activate what he already said. If we do something wrong, is we feeling it. And they talk about this scripture said to forgive 77 times. I said 77 times, it's still a number. So it's still a ending. So you're not thinking, no, me,
That is very good.
You're right. It's us. We've perished because of lack of knowledge. It's not easy.
Indeed. So Latifa, thank you. Ebi, I did not hear you, but I'm going to move forward because we have quite some to cover. Okay?
Come, I want to hear.
Okay. So,
my language.
Calamity. Calamity is what everybody runs from. Nobody wants calamity. Everybody is running away from calamity. No one wants to accept calamity. Just like nobody wants to accept disease, nobody wants to accept problem, nobody wants to accept death. The unfortunate thing is that less intelligent persons prepare plans to adjust to those calamities without knowing that the nature of this place, which is this world, this earth that you are living, the nature of this earth is full of calamity. Everywhere you turn in this world, in this earth, everywhere you turn, you will find calamity. And hence we try to adjust ourselves to the calamity. No, I can protect myself from the calamity. We try to, it is impossible. Therefore,
Exactly.
Therefore, the duty of an intelligent person is to be undisturbed by worldly calamities, which are sure to happen in all circumstances. Calamity is sure to happen in all circumstances. You pray for it, you don't pray for it, it comes anyway. There must be danger because this material world is full of dangers. But foolish people who do not know this try to avoid dangers. It is impossible. Can you avoid danger? Thus, the struggle for existence. Everyone is trying to become happy and avoid danger. The material world is full of danger. For example, if one is on the ocean, one may have a very strong ship, right? If you're on the ocean, you must have a very strong ship. But that ship can never be safe. Why? Because one is at sea. At any time, there will be danger. How many of you here knows the Titanic? I believe all of you knows the Titanic, right? You've heard of the Titanic, the ship that God himself cannot sink. That is the thing for the Titanic. Even God himself cannot sink this ship because it was made with what? The best of equipment as at that time. The best of all technology. The best of all the best it was made with. But what happened? On its first voyage, it sank. On its first voyage. And many important men lost their lives on that day. So it is important that you understand that danger is always there. At every step you take, there is a danger. From the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment you go to bed, every step you take is danger. It's like, you know, I believe some of you know what is a landmine, something like that. You know, where everywhere there's a landmine, everywhere, but it is covered. So you don't know where's the landmine. So every step you take every day is filled with danger. Every step, every action, even every breath that you breathe is filled with danger. So can we avoid danger? No, nobody can avoid danger. This material world, which is this earth, itself is a dangerous place. Therefore, our business, your business should be how to cross over this sea of danger as soon as possible. As long as you are at sea, you are in danger. You are in a dangerous position. However strong, however powerful the technologies that you've put in the ship, you are still in danger. That is a fact. But we should not be disturbed by the seas, by the wave of the sea. Instead, we should just try to cross the sea. We should try to cross over the sea and get onto the other side. That should be our business. That is good fortune. Do you guys understand what I said? So long as you are at sea, it doesn't matter if you're an expert swimmer or you're not an expert swimmer. It doesn't matter if you're a professional swimmer, you're not a professional swimmer. So long as you are at sea, you are in danger. So long as you are alive, you are breathing air, every day. You breathe in, you're exhaling. Every day, you are in danger. You sleep in danger, you wake up in danger. Danger surrounds you left, right, center. Everywhere you turn around, there is danger. Can you name one place that there is no danger?
Exactly. Exactly. I love this teaching. Oh, thank you.
Everywhere you go, there is danger. Doesn't matter what kind of mode of transportation you use. You decide to travel with your leg, there is danger. You decide to travel on the air, there is danger. You try to travel with a car, there is danger. You decide to travel on, even using a submarine, there is danger. Danger is everywhere you look. But how do we cross over the sea without getting perplexed by the different giant wave that comes over it? Focusing on what is most important. I just need to cross over this sea. And what is most important? What is that good fortune? When good fortune arises, understand that your whole world is going to go crumbling. Everything you hold dear to you will go crumbling. Everything. Your husband will fight at you, will get angry with you for no reason. Everything that you are thinking is something, it is going to crumble when good fortune starts arising in your life. Everything will crumble. Your health that used to be very good will start becoming extremely weak. Your intelligence that used to become very sharp will start becoming dull. Everything will crumble. Your family will not want to see your face. Your children will shout at you, fight at you. You will cry. You will embrace your pillows, and most times in the night, you're just crying and crying. Why is this happening to me? Am I only why? And then you'll be asking yourself again and again, why? Why? That is the question we ask. Why? Why? Why me? Why me? Oh God, what kind of why is this happening to me? We call it bad luck, but it is a good fortune.
So in a way, it's like all these experiences like make us sober to like the reality of like Maya.
But of course.
It's like, okay, this is all happening, but then it's like, okay, like it just sobers us up and redirects us to like what is actually forever and like what can hold us truly.
But of course. That is the truth. In these conditions, what will you consider as good fortune? And how will you unlock it? Okay, I understand it is good fortune, all right? When everything is not going according to my plan, when my husband is shouting and the job I'm expecting is not coming, the child I'm expecting is not coming, everything I've been expecting is not coming, and everybody is accusing me for what I did not do. Everybody is putting blame upon me for what I did not do, and I'm very desperate. I'm looking for money. The job is not coming. Nothing is coming. Okay, it is good fortune, all right, but how do I unlock it? How do I truly understand it?
This reminds me, it makes me think of my mom, because she would always say to us when something bad happened, she'd say, this is the time you say thank you. And we would be like, what do you mean? But it makes sense because you say thank you because you don't know what's coming, and it's also guiding you, it's leading you. So it's like you say thank you.
Indeed.
Exactly.
Now the question to you now is, how many of you were grateful when you were passing through the process when life was squeezing you?
I'm always grateful. I always thank God. I'm crazy.
I've made the experience that you never know what something is good for, even when you cannot recognize it in this moment. When you are in the hard times, you will probably not like it. But when you have been through many of those situations in your life, you know that it is good for something that you don't know now, but later you can see it and also be grateful that it happened. Because if this would not have happened, you would not have developed further, or this and this person you wouldn't have met, or whatever.
Voila! Now you're coming. Now you're coming closer. Huh? Now you're coming
I
closer.
think, yeah. I think, you know, the hardest thing in life is for people to think. People don't think because, you know, I like me, I read the scriptures. I don't believe everything in it, but I take out what makes sense for me. You know, it says, naked you come, naked you go. Nothing in this world belongs to you. So it's all borrowing. Like we're sitting, have some enjoyment, but you know, we here now, we all sit into a room right now, or where we are. This thing, it can just crash up with us. The earth can just open up, swallow us. So it's like you said, everything is danger, but we still appreciate it and you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed, true. Now let me ask you guys a question, a reflective question, and I want you all to reflect on it and give me your answer. Let's say you are on a flight, you are traveling, and all of a sudden there's a big storm. And the pilot is saying, everybody, attention, everybody, please, the seatbelt is on, put on your seatbelt. And when the oxygen mask drops, make sure that you put the oxygen on yourself first. At that moment, there's a strong turbulence in the plane and everything is shaking. Everything is shaking. What would you think about?
God. That's what I would wish, but I remember
I would pray, but my prayer would be to the entity of life, let your will be done, let your will be done. Because people would say believe, but when you believe something you don't know, you just believe. Me, I know, because I feel it in me, I know. I pray to that thing because me already know it's set. What happens has to happen. I'm going to say, Lord, if this is your will, let it be done. What to done? It's not a remote. We can't change anything. So that's me. I just set my mindset. I don't care. Nothing belongs to me in this world.
That is good. That is very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
So you will be done.
I remember, Sukadeva, that you had talked in another class about how when you do get in those situations, you can't really control where your mind will go. It will just go to wherever it's been conditioned to be. So hopefully the conditioning I've done in preparation for my death will be in a high state.
Very good. Very good. Thank you. What about you, Latifa? What will you think about the turbulence of the plane is going and everything is everything, everybody is shouting and screaming out? What will you think about?
Before now, if I had to answer the question before these courses, I will say panic. I will be maybe crying, shaking, praying. But now I will know that everything happened for a reason. And if this is the moment for me to go, yeah, it let it be done. If it's just a test to see how we're gonna be or whatever is going on, I will just be thankful. So, but before now, I will be crying.
Very good.
Crying, remember my family, everybody, calling on them. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. That is very good. That is very good. What about you, Rose?
I know in a situation where I can't change, where I have no power over, I give in. In fact, let whatever wants to happen, happen. I mean, I accept it. And of course, I believe there's a power above mine, a power above that controls. I give in. Like, If this is a moment for me to transit to another place, to another world, then let it be.
Amazing, eh? I'm finding quite intelligent people here now. Nobody's going to be shouting with the people. Nobody's.
The funny thing is, if it was in the car, I would try to find my way out. But I'm up there. I cannot run. I cannot open any window to look for a way to escape. So what else can you do? Just sit down there. If it's going to crash, let me crash. I mean,
That is good. Thank you. What about you, Mrs. Daniela? Yeah.
Yeah. I would definitely also cry sometimes, because I really like crying from time to time, but and it's also something that can free you. I think the most important thing is that I have to take very good care of myself during this time, so that I can stay strong, that I can get through it, and that I try to gain acceptance. It depends what it is. Some things are easier, some are not easy like this, some are long lasting, some are fast. So I think to take good care of yourself is the best. I have seen many people that the problems went over their head and they couldn't find any helper who could really help them, and they went mad. They started drinking alcohol, and then the problems were getting even worse.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you. Thank you. AB.
Sir.
I know you're busy. So tell me, what will you do?
Okay. Okay, for me, all I would think about, first of all, I will call on God. I know I will shout, I will cry, because I don't want to go like this. I'm not prepared for it. So I'm definitely going to cry. Then I will think of my family, my loved ones before now. But now that I've learned a lot, maybe I will just sit and say, if it's your will, let it be. Because I remember November last year, and on that morning we talked.
Yes.
And later when I was in the room trying to give birth, the pain and the dragging and all, I was like, no, when I've been having my babies without I've not been staying to this long. Why am I staying this long now? God, am I going to die like this? Am I going to leave my other children? And my baby girl was at home. I was just thinking, I said, God, am I going to leave my children like this? Who is going to take care of them? I was just there looking. So that is it. I know it's not something like you didn't wish for it. If it's something you prepared for, I know maybe you prepared, you thought of it, okay, you will just sit and okay, but nobody prepared for this thing. It just come once like this. Definitely, I know I'm going to scream and cry. Think of my loved ones, because right now there is no other thing like.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. What about you, Mrs. Winifred?
Okay, the first thing I will think about is that this plane is going to crash and I will die. I will be fearful. I will be fearful, to be honest, because I have a fear of flying, first of all. So I will be fearful. And of course, fear will drive you closer to God. You'll pray more, pray the hardest, pray with intensity, because this is life and death. So I, first of all, will think of that, and fear will grip my heart, to be honest. Fear will grip. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I have a question that I want you guys to reflect upon. And that question is, how are you preparing for death? How are you preparing for death? To the person that is born, death is certain. To the person that is dead, life is certain. How are you preparing for death? How you live your life is not what is important. How you're gonna die. That is what
I
is
don't want to die.
Nobody wants to die. But it is a reality that none
I'm
of
not ready.
that is the thing. No, who is
Yeah.
ever ready for that? But how are you preparing for it right now? And how are you preparing for problems? Nobody is prepared for problems.
These things take people by surprise. Yeah.
It takes people by surprise. Are you sure?
I'm prepared.
It doesn't take people
I'm
by
not yet. I'm not ready.
I'm prepared.
Very good. Okay.
I'm
Very
prepared. I'm prepared. But like I said, my husband, my family think that I'm weird. My husband will argue even if I ask him anything, like, things to happen. He don't want to hear about that. Me, I don't. The only thing I always says to the entity that give me life, I always say, when I to die, please don't let me suffer in too much pain or whatever, because I know what pain is like. That's all I said, Yeah, that's all I said. Because I've been there and see when people dying and in pain and whatever.
Right.
But I've prepared myself. And they think I'm weird. I'm in my age preparing. I don't want to give nobody no problem. Me, if I die to bury whatever. No. They like, you can't scare them dead. You can't.
That's good.
I'm prepared. I'm not, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not.
All right. So how do we unlock this good fortune? We unlock it by just try. Let me quote from the Bhagavad Gita. In the Bhagavad Gita, which is called the Song of God, it is said, Tad vidi pranipatenam pariprashnina sevaya upadakshanti te jnanam jnaninas tatva darshina tatva. Tatva means one who have seen the truth. For Darcy meaning one who has the eyes to see the truth. One who have the eyes to see the truth. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. And what is the truth? Everything around you is an illusion. Everything around you is an illusion, and because it's an illusion, it is temporary. Whatever emotion, feeling that you are having towards it, it's also an illusion. You see, the path of self-realization is undoubtedly very, very difficult. That is true. For you to come to the point of self-realization, you must be shaken. You must be shaken, because at that stage of being shaken, that is when you become more humble to want to hear the truth. That is when you become more humble to want to learn, to want to find out, how do I make myself a better person? And hence it is difficult. It's a difficult road. Nobody wants to pass that road. Nobody likes to pass that road, but it is a difficult road. Excuse me. And therefore, it is advisable, if you want to increase your good fortune, approach a bona fide teacher. Actually, when your good fortune starts, when you are having problem and somebody comes to tell you, hey, Daniela, that is not a problem, Daniela. That is not a problem. That is actually a good fortune. Don't go this way. Just go this way. That is the way. That is good fortune. When you're passing through bad period of your life, Rosemary, and somebody come to tell you, Rose, what are you thinking? Why are you thinking too much? Why? Just relax. It is how it is, but it is temporary. It is temporary. Maybe when you're passing through and you're like very angry and you're running left, right, center, looking for solution, looking for answers, and you don't get any answer, and then somebody comes to tell you, hey, Abby, see, the answer is here. This is just the answer. Swadarshi, Tattva, one who has the real knowledge, who has the real truth. The eyes is open. When you are passing through difficulty and someone comes to tell you about God, wow, that is a good fortune. Someone comes to tell you, hey, stop looking outside, look inside. Connect to your ancestors, look inside. That is where the truth is. The truth is not outside, the truth is inside. It is good fortune. That is when your good fortune starts. Therefore, it is advisable to approach a bona fide teacher from a line of powerful self-realized teacher. The most important factor is to seek the teaching of a teacher who will not dilute the knowledge, but will rather impart the knowledge to you as it is. Therefore, mental speculation or dry argument cannot lead one to the path of spiritual understanding or material understanding. The problem that happens is when people passes through problem, they start mentally speculating. Oh, it is this person in my family that is the one that is responsible for my problem. It is this person that did this thing that is responsible for this. That is why I'm having this problem. All right, I'm going to stop here. I don't want to talk too much. Question? Now you guys, the floor is open now. Everybody can ask questions and like that. We continue. Okay.
I have a reflection of how it reminds me of there's a Sufi proverb of to die before you die.
Yes.
And what you say of like the preparing before you die. Yeah.
That's correct. How do you die before dying?
How I've understood it from what I've read and heard from the masters and people in that space is that it's this idea of like the chod practice of cutting away the unessential, the untrue aspects of yourself to come to your true self, using different methods so that you can connect with your true self, and you essentially you kill off the part that is attached to this reality and the worldly things. And that's why the good fortune is when it shakes you, because it detaches you from that and it allows you to come back to yourself.
It's perfect. Perfect. Thank you for sharing that with me. Die before you die. Ladifatu.
Yes, Baba. Lately, since I've been attending your courses, lately, before when I see maybe the killing around, maybe the earthquake that just happened like in Turkey, is it? Yeah, Turkey, yeah. Yeah. Before that, when I see something like that, I was like emotional touch, like, wow, what is this happening? But now I don't know if it's normal. When I see it now, I just understand what the nature is, what is happening. I understand what this is happening. So when people said, "Oh my goodness, oh waka," so I was just like, okay. I don't know if it's normal, not feeling that much. I don't know. I just want to ask if it's normal to, okay.
You are having the knowledge.
Oh, okay.
So yes, die before you die. It's a very powerful statement. My grand spiritual master, he used that statement also. Die before you die. It means die to the things that you are attached to. You are attached to your children, learn to die to them. You are attached to your money, die to it. You are attached to your position, die to it. You are attached to your house, die to it. Because those things that are the attachment becomes the bondage that prevents the soul to move forward. And that is what we trigger the fear of, I don't want to die now. No, I'm too young to die. I'm too young. I don't want to die now. Because there's still an attachment. Your words, the words that you say, and the reflection of your heart should be the same. Die before you die. Powerful statement. I'm grateful for that. Thank you.
And this is why we should deny ourselves from.
No, that is not dying before dying is not denial. You're hungry.
It's not
and
denial.
wait, you're hungry and you're refusing to eat when there's food. That is denial. And people ask, are you hungry? No, I'm not hungry. That is denial.
But that's food though. You have to eat. It's like
fasting. You're fasting
it's like
because
detach yourself, denying yourself from stuff, nothing, stay buried. So
No.
so
There's a difference in
like
that. It's not fasting is different.
explain that.
Explain it to you. When you say deny yourself, no. If you deny yourself, you create nothing but a craving. Whatever it is you deny, oh no, I don't. Let me explain it in this simple term. Some years ago, while I was still a monk, I believe all of you know what's a monk. All right. While I was still a monk, and I was in India doing some of my studies. And in the process of that, I was living in an ashram. You know what's an ashram? It's like a monastery. So I was living there. And then there was this fellow. He's also a monk. He has been a monk far more than me. Far more than me. And he doesn't, when he sees a woman, I don't want to see a woman. I don't even want to talk about a woman. I don't want to do anything. If a woman is passing, is coming in his front like this, he will go the other way. If the woman is coming, he will go the other way. If they come to ask him for any help, he doesn't give anything. But every night, he watches pornography. Yeah. Every night.
That's not denying. That's a lie. You're telling lie on
That is
yourself.
Yes. So a lot of people on the protest of denying, I don't want it. There's difference between using intelligence to detach from something and using emotion to detach from something. So when we speak about denial is unacceptance of a truth. For you to deny something or for you to say, no, I don't want this, you must understand what it isn't. Just like right now, when we speak about what is good fortune, a lot of you say this is good fortune, this is good fortune. But now when you hear about what good fortune isn't, then you understand that, oh, okay, what I was thinking is good fortune is actually not good fortune. And what I was thinking is bad fortune is actually good fortune. So denial is one of the rope that a lot of people use in bounding themselves. Actually, I understand your statement. I understand what you're trying to say, Suzette, I understand it. But
no, I know I get your understanding, and I get your. That's why it's great today. So I'm interpreted different ways. So
yes.
that means die. That means what I'm saying is die for then.
Detached. So when we speak about denial, you spoke Rose, you spoke something about fasting. Do you know what is fasting? Fasting is not the punish. A lot of people, what they do is not fasting, is just body punishment.
In the for me, fasting is like freeing the mind, like creating more space for consciousness.
Yes. In the process of saying, I am fasting, they're just punishing themselves. Because the body may not be eating, but the mind is thinking about food. That is not fasting. The mind is looking at the time. Oh, when is the time going to be over? When is the time going to be over? Every second they're looking at the time. Yawning. When is the time going to be over? When is the time going to be over? That's not fasting. That is just punishment. Fasting does not go to God.
I heard that yesterday, Baba. I heard that yesterday. I got this peanut soup with fish. So When I finished the ritual yesterday, I was hungry. I look at the time. What time? I break the fast even 3 minutes before 3.
So that is not fasting. That is what a lot of people do, but that is not fasting.
But there are some people who honestly fast, who really fast, and they have everything, but they just choose and they don't even think about it. They don't think about food. They just really fast.
Of course, that is true. That is true. That fasting is called tapasya, an offering of love to achieve something better. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any question, Mrs. Daniela, Mrs. Abby, Mrs. Winifred?
Yeah. Baba, I have a question about libation.
Yes.
When you do the libation in the morning, let's say for instance, sometimes I stay up late, and maybe like 3 in the morning or 4 until 4 in the morning. Since I didn't go to sleep, may I still do the libation, or I really need to sleep and wake up before doing it?
The question is, why do you stay up so late?
Like last time I was on your live.
Don't use me as the excuse. Don't use me as the excuse. Why do you
Last time
stay
I
up
was
so
on your
late?
live, and all the time I went to the party with Joseph, and we came back late.
So how is it me now? How is it me? The number one secret, if you want to become spiritual, you must learn to discipline yourself. Discipline. Discipline means the time you go to bed, the time you eat, the time you talk, so you'll be okay. If you eat after 9 o'clock or after 10 o'clock, it becomes difficult on the body to actually become spiritual. Don't take it as a personal. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes there might be some certain weakness and everything. It's okay. But if you want to grow on the path of spirituality, discipline is important. Going to bed 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, that is not discipline. That is not discipline. In such cases, the mind will play you tricks. It will frustrate you. The mind is a secret, silent snake. When you think you are in control of it, it will surprise you.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a student,
Yes.
and I'm about to start up to write my final exams, and I stay up sometimes till 4 a.m. like yesterday, sometimes 5, and I have to wake up by 6. So how do I manage that? Because staying up late, I get hungry at some point. I have to eat. I'm reading. So how do I
eat too
manage
heavy?
that moment?
Don't eat heavy.
Yeah, I don't really eat heavy.
But if you can stay without it, better. If you can stay without it, better. But if you can't, okay. It is a gradual process. You get there gradually. In process of being a student, a lot of people stay awake for so long, reading, revising, and all of that. It's okay. It should be done intelligently. All right? So that it should not be a disturbance to yourself. If anything disturbs the body, it becomes difficult for the body to focus on anything spiritual. It becomes difficult. So balance. Look for the balance. Okay. Look for the balance. Meaning also study wisely. Study wisely. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Baba. So if it, in case it happen, why you
The essence of point
just
libation is you must sleep and you wake up.
okay?
But if you've not rested your head and
Mm-hmm.
then you go to the front of the door to pour the libation,
Okay.
that next day, you will fight.
Yes, it happened actually. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for the knowledge. My mind is in peace now.
Very good.
I have a question. It's not about the class, it's about meditation. What can you say about meditation?
Meditation.
Because for me, it's not easy for me to just sit there for the whole 10 minutes. We're not moving, we're not thinking, we're not trying to catch up what's going on around me. So what can you say about that?
You don't
I
expect
use meditation.
someone is saying something, we say?
No, I use meditation music.
Okay, no problem.
And focus, put my mind on, like, or put something before me, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. How you don't expect that you are going to have mastery over being able to sit quietly for 10 minutes when you've not learned or you've not practiced it before. So instead of starting with 10 minutes, why don't you do for 30 seconds? From 30 seconds, you go to 1 minute. 1 minute, you go to 2 minutes. Gradually, you get there. And when we are meditating, meditation is not just close your eyes, don't think about anything. That is not meditation. For you to meditate, there must be an object of meditation. And practically all of us, we meditate every day. The only thing is we are doing it unconsciously. When you wake up and you're thinking of, I need to cook, I need to eat, that is meditation. I need to, just like right now, before you guys came here on this Zoom, a lot of you were looking at your time again and again. When is the time gonna come? When is the time gonna come? When is it the time? Is it the time? You're all looking at your time. That is meditation. So meditation is not more about sit in one place, don't think about anything. A lot of people that do that, they are mentally not stable. If it is not done with the right way, there's a process to it. So maybe you should start with just sitting down for maybe 5 minutes and learn to just breathe in and to breathe out. That's all. One of the reasons why it becomes difficult for us to sit focused in one place is because we don't know how to breathe. And a lot of us don't know how to breathe. And that is why when we are sitting down, our mind is looking, oh, look at what this person is wearing. Oh, look at what this person is doing. Oh, look at what this person have in the back of the house. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at that. Because we don't know how to breathe. A lot of oxygen is being exhaled. So learn to breathe. And that is what I said to you that was in the class yesterday. I said, not yesterday, was it day before yesterday?
Yesterday. It was yesterday.
You breathe in, count to 5 in your mind. And then you exhale. Breathe in again. Hold your breath, count to 5. And then you exhale again. Start with this. Then it becomes gradually easy. Okay? All right.
Okay, Baba. Thank you.
Abby and Mrs. Winifred, any question for me?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm okay with all you have spoken about.
Okay.
Thanks to the
Thank you.
wisdom.
Thank you. Mrs. Daniela, any question?
No, thank you. My mind is full now. I'm going to all directions there. I will just
Very
sort
good.
it like
Very good. Mrs. Abby, any question?
No, sir. No question.
Yep. Okay. Aya, any question? All right. So thank you all very much for being present here with me tonight.
A question, please.
What
I
you
have a question.
Okay, Rosemary.
Sorry for taking us back.
Not
I
a-
wanted to ask, like, when all this good fortune happen, right? You sit back, and because when those things happen, you're hurt, and then now you fall back to yourself and you start asking, what is your purpose? How do you know your purpose? How do you try to figure out your way through life, like knowing what you were sent here to do, or knowing what you really want for yourself?
It is
Because
the same question that someone asked me a few days ago on TikTok. What is the purpose of life?
yes,
A lot of us will believe that our purpose is to do something powerful, to be
they
a
said was
healer,
to serve.
to be a this, to be a that. Our purpose is just simple. Serve. Das, anudas, anudas, anudas. To be a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of others. But the problem is, a lot of us, we don't want to be a servant of people. We want people to be our servant. And that is where it becomes difficult. But now, even look at the hierarchy of how the world works, Rosemary. Everybody is serving one another. The world functions from service.
How do you know who to serve them? Because I mean, um, like to get to find yourself doing something, because you cannot just you okay, we are serving people, right? Like being there for almost everybody you come across without bias and everything. So now, what do you need to be doing? Because bills are supposed to be paid. You have to pay your bills. You have to do certain things. You have to belong somewhere. You need to do something to earn a living. And sometimes we don't really know what we really want. And when those things happen, like when I was shaken by whatever happened to me, I went back into my shell, and I started asking myself, so God, why is it that all these things are happening to me? Why did you send me here? What do I need to do? Why did you bring me here? Or okay, I've learned from you that we brought ourselves. Yes, we came, and there was this. What is it that we are here to do? Like an individual, because we are not doing the same thing. We do the same by serving humanity, yes, but we are special in a certain kind of way. Each person has something doing. How do you know that that thing that is suitable for you as a person?
Yesterday, Mr. Joe, how many of you was hearing Mr. Joe yesterday? Very good. Mr. Joe yesterday made a comment that the seed has all the ingredients it requires to be able to turn back to life. It just needs the right environment. But what he does not understand is that it is the earth that gives the seed life. So when we speak about what are we supposed to do? Yes, everyone needs to serve. That is a fact. But what are we serving? In which direction should I serve? Tatu Brahma Jignasa. First of all, for you to serve, you must understand who you are. If you don't understand who you are, how can you serve? If you don't understand that you are not Rosemary, Rosemary is just the tag that you've been given. There's more to your life. And what is that? You are a soul. Aham Brahmasmi. You are a soul. And what is the duty of the soul? To connect back to the divine, to serve the divine. Now that divine is not outside. The divine is inside. The divine is in Daniela. The divine is in Abi. The divine is in Winifred. It is in Suzette. It is in Ladifa. It is in Aya. The divine. Now, when you render service to people wholeheartedly, not expecting if they are going to say thank you or not thank you, that is what gives fulfillment to the soul. So when we speak about what is it that I'm really supposed to do, is very simple. Actually, what the soul is destined to do is very simple. Just serve. It doesn't matter if you're serving in a big capacity or you are serving in a small capacity. Everybody is serving. From the cleaner that cleans the toilet, the public toilet, to the cleaner that cleans a private company toilet, everybody is serving. Service is service. The only difference is maybe the environment is different, but everybody is serving.
Now, even if you are president or you are a CEO of a big company, you have many people who serve you, but you too, you are serving.
Yes. So when we talk about what is my purpose, your purpose is to serve. But this is where a lot of people get it confused because they've heard so many hoblo-joblo jargons from so many so-called spiritualists that, oh no, you are a star, you are a bright shining star, you are this, you are that,
you have non-star. Like
Man.
Muslim, you have non-star, you have 12 star.
You know, so they've confused the mind of people. And then we start thinking, I am supposed to do something different. I know I'm supposed to impact life differently. But let me explain one thing to you. Those feelings that you feel that I am supposed to do something, I'm supposed to impact people's life positively or this, that. Those are nothing but fragment of some emotions, of some life you've lived in your previous past life.
I'm sorry, I did not get that part. And then what was bad?
Fragment of previous lives you've lived comes as some of your cravings right now. Your imaginations, it doesn't look real. But what if I tell you that your imaginations are nothing but pieces, bits and pieces of a past life you've lived before? But of course, that is what it is. But no one understands.
I'd like to share, sorry. I want to share a reflection about what it means in Islam to be a Muslim. It actually means to be a servant to the divine will, to God's will. That's what it means to be Muslim, is to be a servant to God, of God's will.
That is true.
But some other people don't know that. Some other people, they just follow.
Yes, exactly.
I was born into it. So some just follow. They just say, oh, somebody said this. They just do that.
Because they don't.
And also they don't have the understanding of the God within as well. So that makes a very different understanding.
So
like, I've been called stupid before because I was too nice. When I see something, I want to help. I want to do this. They say, she's cuckoo. She's not okay. So that's my nature. So before I was kind of, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore. But it's natural. Sometimes I do it before I even think, oh, you're supposed to just, yeah.
It's like a fire in you that is burning for that.
Yes, honey. Yeah.
over.
Because the nature.
When I go to the house or somebody, before I even know where we start doing something, and then we say, "Oh, sorry."
All right. Because the nature is to serve. Everything you are doing, whether you are giving money to somebody or you are helping a person in their house or whatever, is service. So
Can you also find a synonym for serving? Can it also be love? Can you also find a synonym for serving in this context? Can it also be love?
Love. Yeah, we can put it like that. Because when you love somebody,
you serve them.
You want to serve them. Imagine a boy or a girl falling in love for the first time. They want to go and meet, they want to meet each other. The girl puts a lot of effort in taking care of herself. Why? Because she wants to appear beautiful for the boy. And the boy puts a lot of effort in taking care of himself. Why? Because he wants to appear beautiful for the girl. He wants to appear handsome for the girl. So one way or the other, service has been the essence. Service is what brought a lot of us together. I am here because I'm serving you.
The synonyms are quite many. We have obey, we have give out, distribute, set out, be of service.
Yes.
And then to use. So if you're used severally, just know.
It is the service. What makes it different is the mental attitude you apply to it. The mental attitude you apply to it. There are some service that liberates you, and there are some service that binds you. Services that liberate you, frees you, it makes you happy. But services that bind you, a lot of people, one way or the other, they are doing services, but the service is not liberating them. It is binding them more and more and more and more and more. And how do they know the difference? They cannot even know the difference. Except someone tells them, my brother, you are being bound. The service you're doing is binding you. So, with your question, Rose.
Thank you. That's been answered.
Just to start. All right. Thank you all very much. You guys have been wonderful students, listening and sharing and discussing. We're very, very grateful to you. And see you on TikTok when I see you again, if the universe and the ancestors permit. Thank you. Kindly send me your individual respective email. I have for Aya, I have for Suzette, I have for Ladifa, but I don't have for Rose. I don't have for you, Rose, Mrs. Daniela, Miss Abby. Mrs. Abby, I have for her. Mrs. Winifred, I don't have for you, so you have to send me. And also other people that might be listening to this recording in a few days, please send me your email address and I can forward, I can forward you. Don't send it here, send it to me personally on the WhatsApp. I think Mrs. Daniela sent me an email,
I did, yeah.
So
no, I did send you my email address on WhatsApp because I was
Yes.
thinking you sent the Zoom link there, but I can also send it again.
Yeah.
And when is your next seminar? Have you planned one or not yet?
Next Friday. There's seminars every Friday.
Ah, so, okay.
Every Friday I do seminars, so it's okay. I will be sending you the lectures so that you guys can listen, reflect, ponder, and also be sending you a booklet of my own writings on this particular subject matter. God bless you. Have a wonderful day and goodbye.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ciao.
Thank you, sir. Bye.